Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and more Hail Caesar reviews here as we're winding our way through the later stages of the army's book here. So today we're taking a look at the Feudal Polish after having taken a look at the Feudal French and German. We're kind of entering that period where we're going to be taking basically a look at all the sort of different nations of the time and sort of most of them being titled feudal something. So Polish, as you might expect from this period, cavalry heavy. So let's take a look at what we can actually field in this list. So no matter what, 25% of the force has to be cavalry, as does infantry. So you could actually go fairly balanced, but I think with some of the heavy hitters here that we do get in the cavalry, you might want to lean more towards those, but to each their own. Now, of the cavalry, heavy cavalry or knights have to be at least half of the cavalry that you do take. And then the sort of standard divisions, but also here skirmishers can be up to 25% per division. I've seen some where they actually could be up to 50. So let's jump in. So we start off with a little bit of infantry selection here, and we do have some very good infantry. Feudal heavy infantry, bog standard heavy infantry, and there's nothing wrong with that. We could also pay a little bit extra, a little bit pricey, but 3 points a pop there, but we can give them long spears. So just really good stuff right off the bat. No other restrictions really outside of the army restrictions. Then we get into some cheaper options. Peasant medium infantry, still basic good infantry profile there for medium. And again, we can upgrade for long spears, although, depending on your style and what you prefer, does paying 26 points for a medium long spear unit work better for you than just paying for a regular heavy infantry unit? So interesting choices there. However, one of these peasant units can be given double-handed axes, and that's pretty cool. So I think that's certainly worth the 1 point upgrade to those and taking that for 24 points. Now we could also take a discount on some of the militia here, the peasant infantry, and make them militia for a 3-point discount. So you could play around there a little bit. You could have a whole bunch of militia medium infantry, but with long spears, so you can take the +3 and the -3 just to get better weapons, but discount there. And of course, they do come with the militia rule, though. We do get solid ranged here with peasant medium infantry with bows, normal size unit, 24 points a pop, that all important 3 for long range. And they have the 5/5 on clash and sustain, so basically like light infantry in combat, although they still retain the medium infantry morale save. And here again, we could downgrade to militia, which might be a cool option just to get those discounts. Of course, militia makes things a little shaky, but really you should be pretty aggressive with this list given everything that the cavalry and all that other stuff can do. So hopefully the bows will not be targeted too much. We do get light infantry with mixed arms, which kind of covers everything here, as it says bows, slings, etc. It is by default militia. It does give you a 1 on long range and still a 2 on short, so kind of interesting unit there. But again, by default militia, although only 11 points. We get a minimal skirmisher package here, basically bows or slings as small units, but again, a little bit more long range power there. Now these guys are levy, but again, don't expect much out of them, but 9 points a pop for some small harassing units. But let's get into the exciting stuff and basically where this list becomes kind of a sledgehammer if these guys can hit home. As you can see, tons of heavy cavalry options. First up, Polish heavy cav with spears, 30 points, basic standard heavy cav unit. Although we can pay to make 1 unit tough fighters for a single point, and absolutely that's a great deal. So kind of upgraded unit there, definitely take that. Then Polish knights, knights heavy cavalry with lances. So another fantastic unit, very offensive, of course. We can then make them cataphract if we want, basically for 4 more points. Again, a little pricey, of course, but we get stubborn, so always welcome. And then 1 unit, basically, then we can also make tough fighters. So stubborn, tough fighters, cataphract, lance, cavalry for 38 points. Again, kind of your elite unit there, kind of maybe the bodyguard unit for your army commander, so to speak. certainly capable of getting a lot done. So between those two units, you just have tons of heavy hitting firepower. So as much of that as you can afford should punch all kinds of great holes through the enemy, and then follow up with infantry. Certainly, of course, nice if you can put a wound or two on with your ranged units. It makes it easier job for these guys. And then finally, one last unit here, allied or mercenary light cav with spears and or javelins and bows. So again, kind of a toolbox unit there. Again, a 5 if they have clash. So can't really expect much in combat, but it does give you a mobile unit. They are small units too, so there's that. But it does give you another 2 on the long ranged and cavalry form, and they do come with feigned flight, 21 points. So be worth, I think, squeezing a few units in there. But again, most of your cavalry does need to be the heavy cavalry and or knights. So interesting little choice there to round things out. No artillery in this list, doesn't really need it. Again, it's all about get in there and smash into the enemy and hopefully punch holes into their lines. And all that backed by leadership 8, as we might expect. So just a fun, simple army here. I do think leaning on the cavalry, of course, is the better option here. So even though it does say 25 and 25, so you could again go 50-50 for the army as far as the cavalry infantry distribution, but really should be more like 60-40, maybe 65-35 or so, maybe even 70-30, or just however aggressive you want to be, or hell, I guess 75-25 is your max there. So nothing wrong with the infantry, certainly getting some range out of them as well, but really the cavalry is just going to do so much work for you. Well worth investing in. Let us know, guys, if you've played the Feudal Polish list for Hail Caesar or something equivalent, and how that type of army has fared for you against contemporaries. Be sure to hit us up in the comments there, and like and subscribe, and we'll have more Hail Caesar for you very soon. Thanks for watching.